Morning. Okay, so I'm going to create this video for you in lieu of us waiting for you to get set up with the online portion so that if that does happen over the holiday or whenever, you at least will have this. Once I get that notification that you have that full access, I will go into your account and I'll load up everything that you need so that you see what I'm seeing right here. They're using the 15th now. I'm sorry, the 13th. I saw that you'd loaded the 14th to your account, which is fine. But I'm going to go off the 13th because that's what they're using now. Again, the 14th, you would go through the same method by which you would review the ebook and resources. And then if you have multiple books on your account, you would just toggle between those right here. So I'll load the 13th for you. You can switch back and forth right here. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to see this MindTap portal here and you're going to see create a course. So you click create a course, say create a new course, and this is the what is included with the loose leaf version of the book in the bookstore. A lot of instructors are using this as required. I'm just going to go say 3021 sample. Oh, two, I guess I've done that before. Students get 2 weeks of free access from the start date of the course. So I'm just making a generic course for you right now. We select the time zone and say create the course. That's all you have to do in the 14th as well if you want to review the 14th. But I'm going to show you via the 15th here, or I'm sorry, the 13th. So again, this is used in the 3020 class. Because the ebook is built within it, students also have the ability to just access MindTap on its own because the ebook is in there. So they can forego the hard copy of the book altogether, which many of them do now. So from this page here, here's our student instructions. So students would use this to get in unless you integrated this within Blackboard. And if that's something that when we get closer to you teaching it, we can work on in person, or I can create another training video for you. But this is just our first course information page. Now, if I go back to my instructor resource center, I can actually find my course right here. A student's version of the course or what they see looks the same as what you see, except that everything that you see, you have the ability to customize. And I will show you how that works. And again, I know that this is very preliminary. You're just kind of reviewing the ebook and the resources, but so this is a very brief video. As soon as my load up here, it's a very brief video just touching on the digital, and then we can get into further training as we get closer. But this is just a guided setup. I can skip that altogether. It's just going to tell me kind of what I'm going to show you anyway. So again, when you're Instructor Resource Center, you would just go into that class I created. If you want to use the 14th edition to review, you would toggle between the editions here, and you would create your own course for the 14th edition, doing just what I did there. Okay, another tour. Okay, so again, everything you see is what students see. Now, this is the learning path, and I'll show you this in just a second. On the right side of the page, we have an at-a-glance grade book, where as students begin to complete activities, those would populate right here. I don't like to see this on my page because I think that it's too cumbersome, and I prefer to have this at more of an expanded version. If you feel the same, go up to your name, go to course settings, dashboard, and uncheck this and save. And that just, I think it's a cleaner plane to work from. And then my grade book is always housed on the right side of the page on the bottom here in my progress app. So I can always go here to visit my grade book. Okay, so the way this works is everything is parsed into chapters. Students will see a uniformity in each chapter. Some are a little bit more robust than others, but as far as the basic, the ebook, any kinds of quizzes, reviews, etc., would all be pretty uniform. If I expand a chapter, I first see why does this matter? It's going to be sometimes a video, sometimes it will be just a graphic on why this concept matters. Next, we have a Microsoft Excel graded tutorial. I'm not going to get into too much of how the tutorial works. If you wanted to click in and read the instructions, you're more than welcome to do that. But we do have graded Microsoft Excel tutorials where students are actually taken to a live Excel environment, and they're able to work their problem through that live Excel. Again, something we can get into in depth later on. The chapter introduction, this is the ebook. Then we parse the ebook into subchapters here so students can go into the concept. So if I click on my ebook here, so for you to access the ebook, you can do so through the individual chapters like I'm showing you here, or you can do so through this ebook here, which gives you the full ebook in a more traditional version, and you can search by page number, etc., right on this tab here. but I'm just being taken into this one part of the ebook, and I'm going to click in so I can show you. It is interactive, so students will find tables. They can click on key terms. Sometimes there's graphs within it that they can manipulate. There might be videos embedded. Students can take notes and highlights within the ebook. Those are all color coordinated as they choose, and they are automatically saved to the page. Notes and highlights are also saved over here in their study hub, where students can create customized notes or customized study guides based upon their own notes and highlights. The bookmarks, if I bookmark a page, is also housed over here, and those are organized by chapter. Students can change font sizes, print pages of the ebook, and they can even have the ebook read to them through this app right here. They can manipulate that right here, where they could change the cadence or male or female voice. So that's the ebook. And again, it's parsed off here. But then for each of the individual concepts, we do have folders that would come within those, and those are videos and practice. It would be a show me how. A lot of times these might be videos that are going to walk students through how to complete the problem that they're being prompted to do, or one that you've already maybe lectured about in class. They're able to revisit show me the solution or show me how videos or PowerPoints that might be in here. We have a practice module for that too. So again, each individual subchapter might have different things, but they're going to have the chapter ebook first. Here's a statistics activity, a graded, and then we have our videos in practice, and then those structured tutorials. Now again, everything that you see is customizable. I can do that by clicking my edit tab on here. And this is where I can go to edit. I can edit, for instance, if I click my edit tab, I can edit the description. There's different activity options depending on what kind of activity it is. I can edit, so I can switch things into maybe a practice mode if I prefer that it doesn't count towards grade. I can change the weight value of the assignment, and I can add available and due date. So students actually, everything is open to them unless you were to add an available date and a due date, which most instructors will do. So I can do that through the individual assignment, or if I click over here on the side, I can do multiple activities at once, where I have my batch action, edit dates, I can enter those dates in, or settings, etc. I also have, oops, I don't know what I just did. I clicked on something. I also have the ability to hide anything that I want to. So if I'm not going to use something, some instructors don't use an entire chapter. They'll hide it altogether so that students don't see it at all. I can collapse here. Oh, wait, one other thing I wanted to show you in my chapter. So we have all those chapter subs, and then we have the chapter review. We have a chapter graded assignment, and then an interpreting results assignment. So they're going to see a lot of the uniformity in each chapter. Again, everything is customizable. One thing I do want to tell you, this is a lot of, obviously a lot of content. So you want to work through it and kind of see how you would use it in class. Once you were to decide on, what you like and what you don't like, how you think you want things graded, what the weights would be, you can actually, we have a team that we work with. We have an individual that works with my instructors in particular, and her name is Sherry, and she will customize your course for you from the back end based upon your instruction and your syllabus, and maybe exchange of phone calls and emails to get it exactly as you want it. So again, this is going to be what MindTap looks like. We also have a getting started video for your students. I'm also happy to come talk to them on the first day of class. And then we have the various data files, the book side. If you use any of these in class, these will be quick links on how to use them and support for all of those. As you begin to populate start and end dates for the assignments, students can click on the calendar view here, and any given assignment will populate, and they could click into write assignments so that they link right through and begin them right out of the calendar view. So they have two different versions they can use here. You can also add your own activities. So we can, that would actually be into something we could discuss at a later date, but you can add tests in here. You can add midterms, you can add quizzes, all kinds of great resources are available. The test banks live within here. They also live here through the instructor companion site and the testing software. But if you're utilizing MindTap and you want students to be completing problems and graded through MindTap, you can do all of those things through this as well. And that's something, again, we can get into it in a different discussion. On the right side of the page, and again, students have most of these as well. These are what we call MindTap apps. They can take notes that flow into Evernote. There is an RSS feed, a glossary, the Microsoft Office link. Pathbright, they can begin to build a school or career portfolio that they have access to for free after the class is over. That full ebook that I mentioned to you, the See Now and this Applia app right here are just the homework banks where all the homework and test banks live. So that's something we can discuss as you work through how you want to use this. Adaptive test prep. This is where students can actually click in and take pre-tests, and then based upon their results, they're given remediation, and then they can take post-tests. So a way for them to continuously quiz themselves. Then we have the flashcards. So again, for you to access the ebook, you would just create a course. You can go on to the sample I just created for you for the 13th. If you want to do the 14th, click create a course, follow the prompts. That will set up a MindTap course for you like this. The full ebook is right here on the side or by chapter in the learning path. Again, this is going to be the more traditional look of the book where you can actually move this way here. You can go through the chapters this way, or you can search by a page number, and this will direct me right to the page number if I'd like to as well. So if you have any questions, let me know, but this is just that general overview. We have very robust training either in person or online beyond this, but again, this is an introduction. So happy Thanksgiving, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.